In our 2019 prayer book, the section on the calendar of the Christian year includes the following rubric. The last 3 Sundays before Lent may be observed as Septuagesima, Sexagesima, and Quinquagesima. What the heck is this all about? Well, prior to the revised Anglican liturgies that were developed in the 20th century in the wake of the liturgical movement, such as the Book of Alternative Services, for example, the 9th Sunday before Easter was called Septuagesima Sunday, and the following 2 Sundays were called Sexagesima and Quinquagesima. The rather difficult names of these Sundays come from the Latin for 70th, 60th, and 50th, respectively, as they occur roughly, though not exactly, 70, 60, and 50 days before Easter. By the way, the Latin name for the season of Lent is Quadragesima, the 40 days. Only English-speaking Christians use the term Lent, as it is derived from the Old English for spring. Anyway, these 3 Sundays, the 3 Sundays before Lent, formed a season known as Septuagesimatide or Shrovetide. Now, the celebration of this season actually dates all the way back to the 6th century. So it is very ancient in origin, more ancient, in fact, even than Ash Wednesday. So, what were the distinctive features of the season of Septuagesima? Well, outwardly, Septuagesima bore a very strong resemblance to Lent. The clergy wore the penitential color violet, the Gloria was omitted at the Eucharist, the Te Deum was not said at Matins, and the word Alleluia was silenced until the Easter Vigil. In fact, in the Middle Ages, the symbolic burial of the Alleluia was often celebrated with great pomp on the Saturday before Septuagesima Sunday. However, altar flowers and the organ as a solo instrument were still permitted, and the Great Fast did not officially begin until Lent proper. This pre-Lenten season had the effect of psychologically and spiritually preparing the faithful for Lent before it officially began. Kind of like decorating for Christmas during Advent gets us into the Christmas spirit in advance of its actual celebration. I don't know about you, but so often I find that Lent seems to sneak up on me, and I find all of a sudden it's Ash Wednesday, and I haven't really had time to consider how the Lord might be calling me to make the most of the season. Septuagesima avoided this sneak up by providing 3 full weeks for the faithful to consider and to gear up for the spiritual disciplines of Lent. Typologically, the number 70 associated with Septuagesima represented Israel's 70-year captivity in Babylon. Now, the Babylonian captivity itself was seen as a type of the church's current spiritual captivity. That is, we are not of this world, our citizenship is in heaven, we are strangers in a strange land, and we still look forward to our final redemption as we make our way through this vale of tears. Contemplation of humanity's fallen state was therefore a central theme of Septuagesima, hence the penitential character of the liturgy. The lessons appointed at Matins on these Sundays were taken from the first part of Genesis, telling of the fall and its disastrous consequences. All told, Septuagesima was an ancient and spiritually rich liturgical season. The revised liturgies omitted Septuagesima altogether, but now our new prayer book gives us the option to observe it. And I say, let's do it! How do we make the most of this pre-Lenten season? Well, at St. Timothy's this year, we are going to observe its liturgical and ceremonial distinctives. Beginning this Sunday, we will don the violet and omit the Gloria and Alleluias. Practically in our daily lives, here are a couple suggestions for us. Firstly, we might consider, for this season, using the 1962 prayer book for morning and evening prayer. The 62 book retains and reflects the full character of Septuagesima in its appointed collects, psalms, and lessons. Secondly, we might begin to prayerfully consider now which Lenten disciplines might help us to grow in holiness and aid us in better loving those in our various spheres. This is best undertaken with a spiritual director. Finally, we might consider going to confession. The exhortation in the prayer book not only sanctions confession to a priest, it encourages it. Though not mandatory for Anglicans, private confession is a part of our tradition and a great tool in our spiritual toolbox. Shrovetide actually comes from the Old English word shrive, which means to hear a confession and to give absolution. So confession was once an important part of Septuagesima tide, and I think it is still a great way to spiritually prepare for Lent. Septuagesima. Let's do it.